a pre-sales engineer. I'm working currently at Dartrace, which Enrique mentioned that is a business partner of ours in LATAM and all across different Americas. So, I mean, for this session today, we will be tackling, we will be talking about so high concepts of the evolving email scams or email phishing that's coming along the whole region. I mean, in my experience myself, I have seen the evolving of those emails and how painful it is for companies right now. I mean, to lose a ton of money due to that evolving emails that get to be more familiar, more confident, and probably more efficient in terms of they can target different type of C level persons and other stuff around, around the globe in general. So please bear with us. We will be having a Q&A session at the end. So feel free to drop your questions in the chat, and probably some of the theologic staff will be answering accordingly, or probably we can take a look in the end of that. So for this session, just to give you, like a wide description or summary that we're going to do today is we're going to be talking about little facts, concepts, and high-level details in terms of the phishing, and probably how comes of the normal and global and novel phishing today, which is different from the old days. And we will be doing a live phishing attack. I mean, it's controlled, nobody's gonna get hurt, but probably we're just doing it out of an academy, sake, just to give you understanding how easy it is to get an attack or intruder environment, and it'll take just a few minutes to get it done. So bear with us. We will do that. So just to give you the start, just give me one sec. Let me know if you hear me okay and you're seeing my screen, or probably someone of the theological staff.
Everything
working correctly. Okay, thank you. So, I mean, what's beyond phishing? I mean, everyone has heard of phishing, and probably nowadays, and probably in the future, and with the AI, those phishing are getting like really, really painful, because they seem to be more familiar, more confident. I mean, they're talking subjects probably that's inside our organizations, or probably some familiar for C-levels, or people in general. So those things are evolving as we evolve in terms of cloud journey, probably AI technologies. So I mean, if we can use that, to leverage or make easier our things on the companies, like launching different applications or even processes or stuff like that. I mean, as easy as it goes, probably with technologies as infrastructure as code, scripts in terms of cloud storage or cloud evolving. So probably that technology is certainly, being on the attackers or intruder side, and they're probably taking advantage of those benefits that comes with the cloud and the AI to use into get or target some organization and probably steal a ton of money with them. So basically, email is more important now than ever. And as you know, probably email is widely used and probably the main tool in the companies, because actually delivers, it's everywhere. You can access through your mobile phones, computers, tablets, on some sort of, and give you access to any information that you need, and probably the operation that you will handle on your company or your role. And it's definitely one of the main vector attacks, and actually gets effective in terms of a scam, because as I mentioned before, I have seen myself in the region, in Latin region, different emails getting targeted to different people and get away, and they can get away with that. Get away with payments, get away with steal data, which is valuable for the companies, and sort of kind of strategies there. Just to give you an idea, those emails are getting stronger and how they target it. Probably you have heard of Beck, which is more commonly in this, this year, and there's actually studies relating the increasement that is going to get back through this 2023 and probably 2024, and even sort of, an exponential way for the following years. And the thing with the email is that actually you always will need a human behind the email. Either if you are the one who send the email, or you're the one who's receiving the email. So probably is the weaker point is, as you already know, is the human behind the technology more than the technology, the processes behind the security stuff or the security defensive stuff of the company. So probably, I mean, the human takes a huge is a huge protagonist on the human interaction with the emails. So with the deception, currently ways to trick or social engineering the user is getting easier to get away with the emails, and also, I mean, things behind that, or probably behind the attackers group, with their, I mean, whatever they're trying to look into the company they're targeting, just to mention some of the things that could happen. Also, I mean, you can get into a network entry. I mean, I can infect or I can hack someone in particular. Just looking at the bigger picture, probably I'll be inside the company for months, years, who knows, and probably I'll just be waiting, I mean, until I can, I mean, make wider or even a ransomware, which is a lot heavier than a stolen data or stolen money, because I will disrupt in the company. So I mean, we can have different things there. And also, as I always mentioned during this conversation, the attackers are getting stronger, getting intelligent, using AI, so they're getting faster in the way they're doing it right now. So just to mention global trends, I mean, you can look yourself, how amount of money that costs to people, companies to disrupt their business and probably get infected with ransomware or different kind of malwares that actually will hurt your branding and definitely will stop your business or will cost you a lot of money. And no matter how much we invest in that, I mean, that will happen definitely, as I mentioned. I mean, we are at the time where we are I mean, we're not super safe as we were before, because actually we're just thinking now. I mean, how I cannot be hacked actually is the opposite. I mean, when I will be hacked, when I will be hacked by some targeted or APT. I mean, around the globe. So it's in terms of when more than how I can protect myself then. So just to give you an idea, I mean, you already know the email is the main tool in the companies to actually do business and to operate. And we can have volumes of how many emails are sent or received within the globe, how many companies are targeted by spear phishing. I mean, most likely everyone here has received, even in your personal business accounts, or actually it's a pain throughout these years or days receiving those kind of emails, and also the IT staff or security staff struggling in to socialize or to actually, I mean, deliver some message to users to be more resourceful in terms of how can we interpret an email and actually, I mean, be confident that we are clicking on the right thing. So just to give you a history, I mean, the phishing emails started at the 2000s with a subject, I love you. I mean, I love you was one of the first, and then they get evolving. I mean, just probably out of, I don't know, probably they were playing around, people playing around with those stuff, but probably after the 2000s, the phishing positions or got into be one of the major threats on the vector attack. And then on the 20th and the 2010s, the ransomware, because look at it. I mean, the attackers also still have business there, because I don't know if you have seen around the internet or information available in different, I mean, magazines and stuff, and the attackers are getting rich here. I mean, their business is very lucrative in the world. I mean, it's one of the top 5 business that actually delivers more value into stolen data or just, I mean, ransom with money and sort of stuff. And the spear phishing, as we also have tools, as I mentioned before, that make easier our lives. So some sort of as LinkedIn, we're publishing this webinar. I mean, actually, an attacker can use that too. I mean, so for LinkedIn or different platforms for doing social engineering, I can elaborate an email that sounds more confident, more familiar, or actually I can use names of your, I mean, in your like company or probably person that you're related to, just to give you some confidence that the email that I'm sending you, I mean, sounds familiar and actually is delivered from one person that probably you'll be trusted to, and some sort of stuff that is, I mean, getting heavier to detect or actually to understand a little bit more. Okay, I just be quick on the following slides. Advanced phishing, as I mentioned, I'm trying to use a proper identity that we probably trust on. I will generate a sense of urgency. I mean, I will be talking about, payments and probably taxes, or someone gets hurt, or I have kidnapped someone of your family. I mean, sense of urgency, which cloud your common sense to understand that the email probably is a phishing instead of a valid one, and probably you will hit, or you will, I mean, we will access to my trick depending on how I elaborate the email or how the body it goes on the email. The phishing, there's actually a story in Americas and United States. There's actually, I mean, highlighting the effect on the QRs. I mean, the QRs, just to give you an idea, probably they are a lot beyond that normally, I mean, the normal or legacy tools of email can detect. And also just to mention, if you receive a QR code, the idea behind it is that you open it with your mobile phone, and probably your mobile phone can be your personal or business mobile phone, and probably doesn't have the same defense or same tools to detect those kind of phishing. So probably you will, I mean, you will fall into those QRs and into your QRs. And actually on the live attack that we're going to be doing today, we're going to be using the QR code, the phishing method, just to give you an idea that actually I can avoid some current tools of defense of different email vendors around. The back is targeted to, I mean, C-levels in between companies, and actually those are the people who are decision makers, probably to allow our transfer or actually deliver some information that probably be more like confidential and some sort of. So probably I'm doing, I mean, like right thing, just typing the right email to the right guy, and probably getting to fall into my trick, and probably agreeing to what I'm trying to request on the email itself. And also just to mention, I mean, this is an advanced method. I mean, the tools of email detection probably are less effective with the fileless attacks. I mean, there's no seeing that in the current emails. I'm not sending you the payload or the malware itself as an attachment within the email, or probably with a link in OneDrive with transfer on some sort of storage tools. But what I am doing is that I just send you the link, and probably you will get redirected like 2 or 3 times before you reach the file that you need to download into a computer, so I can gain access to your computer, and also that difficult the analysis on the tools behind the email, because they won't be able to do, I mean, they do sandboxing, file analysis, but there's no file how I can analyze a file that doesn't exist in the email. So, I mean, they're getting genius, and also to avoid those kind of detections that actually currently exist in the different email platforms security offering. Okay, and just to recall what I already said, I mean, they're getting automated. I mean, probably there's no like 5 guys or 10 guys behind the attack. Probably it's just scripts, infrastructure as a code, or Terraform, which is already known to, and different, different tactics that actually can enable me or enable any attacker to elaborate or to create a lab environment or probably attack environment in terms of 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Also, if you detect it, I can migrate to different cloud platforms, so it's easier for the attackers also to move and to replicate and to be, to be wider precise, and to be wider, to create a wider impact into the different companies they're targeting. So okay, just to just to wrap up what I already said, they're actually getting more information. There's AI involved, so I probably will be sort of more precise, more familiar. I will have more information of your role. How is your role in your company? What kind of decision can you make, or even probably I can take your personal information. Probably to ransom someone in the inside, and probably getting to do nasty things in your company. Also, to steal in confidential company just to avoid, public exposure of sensible information like personal photos, personal data. So different stuff that will make shame on the person that I'm targeting within the company. And also there's APT. For those who doesn't know, the APT is those advanced persistent threats. So there's a target groups, a tiny group of people who are developing an attack and targeting some organization, and probably they're doing it in a short term of time, and probably those tools they are using, or those malware they're using, or even domains, or even if there are servers, probably they have like a proper, like an individual signature, which is difficult for the broader technologies of defensive email to detect, because probably they will have their own signature that is not available on the globe until it's delivered or launched by them. So just to focus here, the offensive AI, it's happening. It's happening broadly. It's growing exponential way, and actually is to give you a sophisticated email. There's no more such thing as just generic emails that actually telling you that your Amazon account is blocked, or probably you need to buy some gift cards for your boss, or deliver some gift cards for the people within the company, or some sort of stuff. They are actually getting more familiar, more confidence with the idea behind to the user that has received the email actually agrees or clicks or whatever they're intended to do into the email that they were sending, or that they are sending at the current times. Okay. So now we are getting to the real-time live attack. So I'll be just getting my screen back from my computer to actually mention how it's gonna work. And actually, we're gonna be delivering some emails within the assistance here, just to give you an idea. How easy it is for me to avoid those already defend tools that already have either is Microsoft, Google, or other email providers. So for this part of the webinar, we'll be using the Evil Jinx. Evil Jinx is one of dozen tools that actually allows me to create that kind of lab that I can use to store real data of the user, even does the username they're using for the email, the password, and actually I can store the session itself, which means I can enter to your email and I can make it legit for you. Actually, I'll be with the tool interactive behind with Microsoft. So actually, or Microsoft or Google, and then I'll be able to capture your username, password, and session to log in directly into your account, deploy store data, or deliver some emails, or inspect someone else. Whatever triggers me to reach out to your company. So as you can see on the graph, there will be actually a victim user that will be receiving an email that will look more like familiar or legit, and probably he's gonna be hitting into the web page, which is gonna be a man in the middle or reverse proxy tool, which is the Evil Jinx, which will really look like legit. And probably the user will deliver the username and the password, and then I can grab those and show you, this session in live, because actually I'll be doing the terminal thing here in my screen. So just give me 1 sec while I skip the slides, and I'm gonna get my lab environment ready to start, and also to show you how easy it is. So for this environment, we're gonna be using Amazon to host our server, which is the Evil Jinx. And also for that purpose, we already have bought a DNS domain, which is darklab.co. I mean, I can get it for, I don't know, $5, $10. And also if I'm targeting a specific company, I can get or purchase a domain DNS name that look familiar with the company. I mean, for mention one of those, DHL, I can bought DHL with double L, and probably there's gonna be someone that actually gonna believe that the link is real, probably the QR is real, so they're gonna fall into that. So I have bought the darklab.co. I have created some specific registers DNS to work with the evil jinx, which is out of the purpose of this meeting probably today. I mean, to get into too deep into that, and also to avoid probably the detection of those email vendors they already have security, as in Microsoft, Google, and so on. I'm gonna use S3 buckets, which is a storage online of AWS, and I'm gonna be delivering the bucket itself. I mean the S3 URL used by Amazon, which probably will look legit for the user. And then for that specific URL, I'm gonna be redirecting the access of the URL that I'm sending to the user to the evil jinx or to the fake URL or the fake web page. So just to give you an idea, I have the DNS record ready. Sorry, I misclicked here. I have the DNS records already. I have the server running. Just give me one sec. The server running. Also, that's the IP address that I'm going to be using for the server with the evil jinx. And also to mention you, I have checked into different web pages that actually give me a sense of reputation of the web page that I'm using, or probably the DNS records. So I haven't used this DNS record before, so probably it will look, I mean, safe as it goes in different vendors, different platforms like VirusTotal, IBM X-Force, doesn't have any risk categorized or any risk score of that. Even Google Safe Browsing hasn't reported anything into this web page that I'm probably using for this lab. So that's the part of the lab, what I'll be using today. So as you've seen in this terminal, I'll be executing the evil jinx, which is running on Amazon. And also you can get a sense of what kind of fishlet. I mean, just to give you an idea, fishlet is like some sort of file configuration that actually will be interacting with the real web page, and it will look legit for the end user. So I can install different web pages credentials on different users. I mean, they will come from personal even to business, as you can see here: LinkedIn, GitHub, Okta, Twitter, and so on. And just to get things ready, I'll be using this notepad just to copy and paste the commands that I will need to execute into the evil jinx to get everything ready. So as I mentioned before, I already bought the darklab.co domain DNS record. So I'll be using that, and I have to set that into the evil jinx. Then I will set the IP address that will be the public IP address on the evil jinx server, which is hosted on AWS. Then I can use a redirection site, which means I can, if the user, I mean, there's some crawling there on the network, which means probably Google or other platforms are looking into web pages that already, I mean, they already exist on the network, or already exist on the internet, and they're trying to categorize or actually risk assess those kind of web pages. I mean, to discover is a trick or phishing on some sort of. So just to give you an idea, the redirect URL will allow me on the evil jinx platform, if there are someone trying to access or actually to analyze my web page, they probably will be redirected to the original, the original Microsoft web page, and that will allow me to have the site running for a little bit longer before it gets detected on different platforms. So that's the config, the redirect URL that I already set, which is portal.office.com So probably is there someone trying to go in directly into my trick, but they don't have the proper token that we're gonna be see in a couple minutes more. They're gonna be redirected to the real website. I mean, to avoid someone entering that's not within my scope of the attack. Then I'm gonna be just redoing the hostname, which is the DNS record they already bought and it's already using, just to give you an idea of the fish list that we can use with this tool. There's dozens of tools out there, so we can use different tools. I can also use templates or configuration to install data from Amazon, Citrix, and so on. And I'll be using O365 for this scenario, which is available, but it's already disabled and already has the DNS record that I'll be using for the live attack. Okay. Then the lure is like the hook that I'll be using to attract the user into my web page. I mean, we will be looking into that a little bit later, but just to get the configuration done, I'll be recreating a new lure. And then when I get the URL that I'll be using, I can show you what it means or what it's going to be using for this purpose. Okay, a new lure. So we have a different string chain code on the other one. And then I'll get the URL. So as already mentioned a few steps back, if you're not, I mean, if you don't have the whole URL, including this slash whatever it comes along, I mean, after that, you won't be able to access to my fishlet, to my evil jinx, or I mean to my fake website. So actually you have to enter that, or actually I will need to send you that into the email, even if via a QR or the URL itself. But if you're trying to access directly into this, probably you will get redirected to the official or original Microsoft webpage. So just to give you an idea, I have the URL. I will try to do it myself before I send an email, probably to someone of Theologic or whoever wants to delete, I mean, to receive that email. I can send you to guys. So if you're if you're willing to do it, I won't do any harm to you. You can drop your email or some email in the chat. I mean, it can be a fake one or probably a personal one if you want to take a look into that. But just give me one sec while I enable the web page or the reverse proxy to get running, which I will need this command. Okay, so that's already working. So what I was gonna do what I'm going to do first is just trying to access the URL without the token first. And as you can see, it's already, I mean, Safari is already redirecting me to the original website of the Microsoft site, just to, I mean, that will allow me to have the website running for a little bit longer, probably not being detected for a couple of days. And also, this is the URL that I'll be using for the bucket, the S3 bucket that I already created on Amazon. And now it's the funny part. I can see there's one email in the chat for Adolfo. And I don't know if there's someone of Theologic who will be willing to share me one of their emails just to send the email. Maybe Enrique, Diana, I don't know if there's someone there.
Also, give us a Gmail email. That work?
Yeah, actually it can be a Hotmail, Gmail, whatever you like.
Okay, I see. Adolfo, do you have the chat?
Yeah, I have copy and pasted the Adolfo. Adolfo it belongs to Theologic?
No.
Okay, I mean, probably just for the sake of screen sharing and that you receive the email, and that will be illustrative for the rest of us. If you can do it, I mean, someone of Theologic or even, I don't know if there's someone, yeah, that will work. Thank you, Rick. Okay, and now the funny part of the email, I have used ChatGPT to generate the template of the body So I have instructed that ChatGPT, I can do it through scripts. I mean, in this part of the illustrative live attack, I'm just doing it by hand, which is it'll take a little bit longer, but actually it'll get the same final destination. So actually, I mean, there's a subject. I have instructs to ChatGPT to create a template talking about Halloween, and there were actually going to be, as a company, giving some prizes or awards for those people who upload their photo. I mean, their best photo with the costume of the Halloween season, and I have instructed ChatGPT to mention that there'll be inside the email a QR code that they will need to scan through their mobile phone, which is less secure than the laptop, of course, and probably after they get registered or they'll log into their company or personal credentials, they will be able to upload that image into our contest, into our internal company contest. And also there's the prizes. There's a getaway for two. For the grand prize, for the second place, they're going to be receiving a gift card for the company, and their third place also will receive a gift card with the less value on the gift card. So just to give you an idea how easy it is, how to get confident and familiar probably subject to trick the user. And also for the QR part, for those who are not, who are not willing probably to share the email, yeah, I invite you, you can you can read the QR code, which is embedded here in your cell phones. If you want to go and take a look in your cell, by yourself, you can scan the QR code that is in the image, or I can show you before. I can show you later on if you want to scan it. So I'm just gonna type the email for Enrique and Adolfo. Okay, just give me one sec. I have the subject here. I have used actually company v community for the representation of the company. So here goes the subject. There, I'm gonna copy the body of the email, which is this one. It's sent by Joe Reynolds in this scenario. Then I'm gonna be attaching the QR code. Give me one sec. There it goes. I'm just gonna make it look tinier for the sake of the aesthetic of the email, of course. There you go. There you go. This the QR code that you will need to be involved in the contest and probably get one of the awards that is promising the company. And then I will write the emails shared by you a couple of minutes ago. That's Adolfo. And this one goes for Enrique. And there you go. Email sent. Okay, so while you're actually receiving the email, just for the sake of the demo that I'm showing you here, I'll be accessing myself the URL, and actually I invite you to probably enter or use your real username, but a fake password for the sake of the demo. Actually, indeed, a fake password for us to not showing your password in live. So as for myself, I'm gonna be accessing the URL. Yeah, I have it on the terminal, which is this one. There. So I'm accessing myself directly into the fake URL, and probably will be typing my real user for dark trace, but certainly a fake password for you to see. There you go. And also let me know, Enrique or Rodolfo, if you actually did receive the email. So there it goes, the Darktrace logo, which is legit. And then
Email.
I'm gonna enter a fake password. Sorry, what was that?
I got it, the email.
Okay, okay. I can deliver you the screen share for a minute just to show that the email actually was received without further inspection.
Okay.
So
Let me share.
yeah, but just give me 1 second while I use this.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem. Some fake password, and there you go. There you go. Actually, the evil jinx is showing me that I enter my email, my business email address, some fake password is on the password file. So actually, did it work? And then I'm gonna deliver the screen for a minute to Enrique just to show us under, yeah, on his email that actually he received the email itself.
Yeah.
And without a problem. And actually, did you receive the email directly into your inbox instead of in the junk folder? Just
No,
to yeah, it did arrive on the inbox.
yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Enrique.
Stop sharing. Yeah.
Yeah, I can take your screen
Okay.
on here. Okay. I don't know if there's someone who's willing to try. I mean, I can stay for 2 minutes, a couple of minutes, just showing the QR code in case you are willing to try yourselves, or actually I can copy the URL within the chat if you want to try it. I mean, no one will harm you. I'm just asking you for enter probably a valid email. It can be your personal, it can be your business, but certainly a fake password for the sake of the demo. Just give me 1 sec, and I can show you. I mean, I will share the fake URL throughout the chat. There you go. In case there's someone who's willing to try it by yourself. I mean, just let me know. I mean, you can chat on the, you can type it out, you can drop on your chat if you're willing to do the test. I mean, just for sake of academy knowledge, I will say, if you're not willing to, I will stay here like for 2 minutes, and then I will go back to the slides just to get along with the presentation that we have for today. I don't know if there's someone else who's willing to try. I mean, someone else of Geologic, someone of the attendees. It'll be great. I mean, yeah, let's give it like 2 extra minutes to see if someone is willing and want to play around with me. And you can actually access on your cell phone if you like. I can see there's some cell phone trying to access. I'm not sure if they're doing it. Yeah, there's someone typing on the chat. Okay, Diego Sorio. Yeah, actually, I mean, the site has been detected by Google, probably for me doing that. I don't know if you can try from a different browser. I mean, that actually happens. I mean, it's shitty, but the thing that I will need to do is just to migrate the site to to a new site. Will take me like 4 or 5 clicks, or even I can do it via a script. But thank you for your image, Diego. Okay. I will just download. I mean, I will turn off the first lets for now, just to get the site down. And there you go. Use disable. So that's for the live attack part. And then let me go back to the slides. So we get it done with our trial. Safari works. Thank you, Diego. Yeah, there's a screen of Diego already in the chat actually working. I mean, for you not to be confused, I mean, that actually happens with Google. Google probably have detected that I'm using a fake site to avoid Microsoft security, but I don't need just to recreate the environment probably 5 minutes to get a proper site working. So how we can get along with those? I mean, how can we counterattack those kind of evolving or cutting edge emails with I mean, they're using probably a language and a gram that is sound familiar, sound confident. They are actually bypassing your current security tools to get, I mean, to get the email into your recipient box, as Enrique and probably Adolfo, that I didn't hear from Adolfo, they receive it directly into their inboxes instead of the junk folder, which is make the email more legit or more confident for the end user. So the way that we work or we counterattack that is, I mean, you cannot bring humans into an AI fight. That's the phrase that actually we mentioned in the dark trace. You actually have to work. I mean, you have to have your own AI to defend against the AI they are using on the attacker side or the intruder side. So that's certainly how we're gonna tackle, or probably we're gonna be able to defend ourselves or our companies into those evolving cutting edge emails they're probably gonna be expanding or growing into exponential or crazy way in the future years. So in this slide, we're just showing you, I mean, some screens over Darktrace technology, which is known Darktrace email, and actually they're able to detect it just by the context, by the way you're typing. I mean, different stuff that actually is beyond the old legacy tools, and actually can give you an idea of what's going on. I mean, they can give you even an interpretation, interpret or analyze your email and tell you what looks out of common sense or what looks out of display, like the URL. They're trying to trick you. They're using probably a domain that is related to yours. They are using the internal IT identity to to make more trusty multi-stage payload that I mentioned before, which is I'm not attaching directly the file or the malware itself within the email, but I'm actually locating that file outside the email itself just to get it done with the email. I mean, to make the email to get received by you in this scenario. And then just gonna open the Q&A session. I haven't seen myself so many questions on the chat, but feel free to open your mics and just let me know your thoughts, or probably some questions that have arose during the webinar today.
Or maybe write in the chat too.
Yeah, actually feel free to drop in the chat if you have any question, if you need to clarify some points, or if you, just to hear your thoughts, or probably it was something that you're expecting, you were familiar to. I'll just give you another 3 minutes or 5 minutes. So feel free to open your mix and tell me whatever is in your mind, or probably you can feel free to drop it in the chat.
Yeah, there are a question in the chat. Are there any ways to bypass the Google Safe browsing protection?
There are any ways? Yeah, indeed. Actually, one of those that I mentioned, the Evil Jinx works as a reverse proxy. So probably in the case of Microsoft, as we did today, I'll be talking the Evil Jinx while talking directly into the Microsoft. So probably I can get a session even of get myself access to the email in the case of Microsoft. And for the Google, I actually will have to use probably a fishlet that is according to Google. Just to imitate or to replicate the same scenario that we did today in Microsoft, but in this case for Google, which is also a huge portion of the email companies. The email companies email platform. Just to address your question, Dorian. And there's another for Diego. Is a device in the network? How can I let the email? Actually, we work directly in cloud. Which is so easy to get it done. I mean, we can actually enable dark trace email into your companies within a matter of minutes. Probably I would say like 5 to 10 minutes, because it's actually working to an API, which is easier to get it installed. It won't be disruptive at all, and actually will enable any company to have the protection in a matter of minutes, if you would like to actually to have AI to work against the AI. Also, another question from Diego is actually, I mean, categorized or called as an email gateway, but it doesn't work like the old legacy email gateways, where you have to, I mean, to change your MX records to point directly into the email gateway, which is an inline architecture, which means probably if the if the security email gateway goes down, or actually is not able to handle the load, probably it will be affecting your email within your company, which is a critical service or tool within your company. So the way we work to an API, and we are out of band. So we work side to side with Microsoft, and we won't be, I mean, the one causing probably a disruption or a failure into your email ecosystem. So we are safer in that way. And actually the other tools are evolving into that kind of architectures, just to address your question, Diego. Okay, that's all I got from the chat. I don't know if there's someone else. I just give you 1 extra minute to get along, probably with what we have for today.
Yes, I think it is all. Thank you, Simon, very much for your time. A very, very useful this kind of webinars, and
Yeah.
very, very, very scared now.
Yeah, actually, it's get people very spooky about it, and the thing is not just here a lab environment anymore. It's actually going on. It's happening. It's happening out there as we're speaking. So thank you so much, Enrique, for having me here. Also, thanks to everyone to work with me, even though my English gets rusty sometimes, but actually happens when I'm aware of. I know 3 languages, which is Spanish, Portuguese, and English. So it gets rusty sometimes. So thank you for being with me and probably trying to understand me in some cases. Such a pleasure, and feel free to reach out. There you go, Diego.
For this great demonstration. If anyone want to more details of a private presentation or something like that, I have my email, my phone, anything you want, we are here. Thank you very much, Simon. Thank you for all the attendance.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, feel free to reach out, and actually we can deliver a free trials for any one of you who's willing to take a look or take a sneak peek, which is really, I mean, for in our case with the logic to demonstrate how the AI can counterattack the AI that is already happening out there. So, I mean, feel free to reach out. We will be just waiting along the line for you guys.
Thank you, Simon. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.
Have a good day, my friend Kike, and thank you so much, Simon.
Yeah, no problem. Have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself.
The same for you. Bye-bye.
And be careful.